Hello and welcome from Universal Orlando, Florida. Today is a beautiful day. We finally have all of our house and scare zone announcements for Halloween Horror Nights 2023. So guess what I'm gonna do today? I'm gonna go inside Universal Orlando and we're gonna check out all the scare zones that are being constructed, being set up currently at Universal Orlando. They build new props every single day and add them to these scare zones. All the houses, all the scare zones were announced. We're gonna go over each and every one very briefly. I got my Wawa coffee. Let's go into Universal Orlando. Let's see if I can name them. Okay, I can't believe I forgot them already. Stranger Things, Exorcist, Universal Monsters, so that's 3 right there. Then we have The Last of Us, Chucky, that's 5, Dueling Dragons, Blood Moon, whatever, that's a Universal original house. Dr. Oddfellows, he could be an icon this year. We're going to talk more about Dr. Oddfellows in just one second. There is so much going on with Dr. Oddfellow this year. And then, is that everyone? Am I missing one? I think I'm missing one. I forgot to mention one of my most anticipated houses, which is the Yeti house. How could I forget the Yeti house? The Yeti house and Darkest Deal. The Darkest Deal house has been rumored for a long time now. I believe it's going to be roughly based on the song Devil Went Down to Georgia. So that's going to be a very interesting house as well. But the Yeti house? How can I forget the Yeti house? All right, that's all the houses right there. I just failed miserably trying to name all 10 houses, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about the scare zone construction going on at Universal Orlando. So that is the first thing that we're going to be checking out. Let's get started. So we are at the entrance of Universal Orlando, and the Dr. Oddfellow scare zone, which is also going to be a house this year, is going to be the entranceway scare zone right here by the Minions ride, the new Minions Land section of Universal Orlando. This is where the Pumpkin Lord was set up, but this year it's going to be Dr. Oddfellow. More than likely he's going to be on stilts right here at the entrance to Universal Orlando, and of course they'll have the iconic archways that they put up here. That's definitely going to be set up. But if you go over here, so this is going to be Dark Zodiac, which was announced, also related to Dr. Oddfellow. These are all kind of loosely related to Dr. Oddfellow. I guess we'll see how much of a connective tissue there is. It's supposed to be an alternate dimension where Dr. Oddfellow goes to look for ways that he can become immortal. Here you go. This is how I know this is going to be Dark Zodiac right here. This thing always scares the crap out of me. There you go. I've seen on Twitter, I've seen on other places on the internet that this is confirmation for Dark Zodiac, which makes sense because you got the Zodiac vibe going on here. But other than this stanchion, I don't think there's any other props in this scare zone. There's another light stanchion down here that I think is identical to this light stanchion right here. Part of this scare zone is going to be right next to the Five and Dime store, which is going to have a lot of merchandise, and they currently just released the Exorcist merchandise reveal for the Exorcist house, which, fun fact, that movie hasn't even come out yet, guys. The Exorcist movie has not even come out. It doesn't even come out until halfway through October. Let's go check out some new merchandise for a movie that hasn't even come out yet, but let's go inside, just quickly check out some merchandise. Another white Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt. The first white Halloween Horror Nights t-shirt was actually The Last of Us, We Shall Fear No Evil. That's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, of course, because it doesn't come out until October, but $30 for the t-shirt. These glasses are pretty nice. Look at that, Halloween Horror Nights 2023. Pretty cool. Before we go into the Jungle Scare Zone, you have to understand who this Dr. Oddfellow is. This guy is like an entity. He's been around for many, many years, as early as the 1920s, probably even earlier, because this scare zone is going to take place in the 1920s when Dr. Oddfellow takes an expedition into the jungle and he tries to create these monstrous creatures because he's all about trying to create like power. He wants power, he wants an army, he wants to be a ruler, he wants to be eternal, he wants to be basically omnipotent, and he's kind of like a gangster. I mean, he owns like a shipping dock, which is another scare zone. This guy is just power hungry to say the least. The first thing I noticed about the Scare Zone, other than the jungle ruins here, is these cables that they hung through the trees, and it looks like maybe a puppet or a prop or possibly even a scare actor might be connected to these cables, and they're going to be crawling throughout the trees, throughout the canopy of the trees, hence the jungle theme. These could be like monstrous monkeys or monstrous jaguars, who knows, just some sort of monstrous creature could be climbing through the trees throughout here. That would be super cool, a very unique effect. I would love that effect. But you have some jungle ruins right here, this massive light stanchion right here with the wire connecting, more jungle ruins throughout here. I'm already loving this theme, guys. This looks beautiful. So of course there's going to be a scare actor on the stage right here on this elevated platform. More props for the jungle. Of course you have the facade here that looks like a jungle ruin. Pretty cool. I like this theme of being lost in the jungle. Dr. Oddfellow creating monstrous creatures throughout this scare zone. This is the entrance to another scare zone outside the exit of Fast and the Furious. What used to be the disaster ride, by the way. I really miss the disaster ride. The shipping yard scare zone. Not a lot of information about it, but it says basically Dr. Oddfellow owned a shipyard in the 1940s, and his oddities, that's what they're calling like his minions. They're calling them. His oddities have escaped and they are taking over the shipyard. Not a lot of information about this scare zone. Still looking forward to it, nevertheless. I wonder what Dr. Oddfellow's oddities are going to look like, but this is the exit of Fast and the Furious. So right across from the Mummy here is going to be the Vamp 69 Scare Zone, also related to Dr. Oddfellow. This Vamp 69 Scare Zone is basically a festival hosted by Dr. Oddfellow himself, and allegedly a bunch of vampires are going to be here. And this is a new tent that is set up. Obviously there are some props behind this tent. It says "Pardon Our Dust" on this little sign right here. So obviously there is some Halloween Horror Nights props inside of there. They just set this up. Last time I was here, this was not set up. Last time, the only thing that was set up in the Vamp 69 Scare Zone was the stage. Oh, it looks like I missed something. It looks like there's another tent right down here. Let's go check out this other tent. So we have a No See 'Em green tent here. That's the green color made famous by Disney. Pardon Our Dust. There is obviously some Vamp 69 Scare Zone props behind here. More than likely, they're probably pretty gruesome. That's why they're covering them up with this tarp, because they don't want daytime guests to see them. Dr. Oddfellow, for whatever reason, in 1969, he hosted a music festival very similar to Woodstock, and he infected it with vampires because he's just not a nice guy right there, Dr. Oddfellow. Here is the Vamp 69 Woodstock stage. I'm just calling it the Woodstock stage, but it's really Music Fest 69. So obviously they can't use the word Woodstock. Well, maybe they could, but last time I was here, these speakers were not set up. So it looks like they set up speakers. So there's definitely going to be some sort of performance on the stage, because hence all these lights right here, and it looks like there's a projector right there. So probably gonna have some sort of backdrop here that they'll have some projections on. I hope that they do a pretty decent performance here. I hope it's a nice stage performance so that people can kind of hang out in the scare zone. It will take some foot traffic away from the massive houses that are going to be back here. Usually there's 3 houses back here, so this will kind of alleviate the traffic a little bit if people are watching a performance, and maybe these houses will have less of a wait times. This artwork is beautiful. I could see this winning Scare Zone of the Year just for the artwork. This is incredible here. So that is all for the updates for today, because like I said, they set up props every single day for these Scare Zones. Thank you so much for watching today's video. It is scorching hot right now, guys. My black t-shirt is not doing me any favors right now. It is very hot in Orlando, and I can only imagine September 1st is gonna also be very hot, so prepare for that. It would really help me out, and it helps grow this channel if you give this video a thumbs up, give this video a like. I would really appreciate your support. And if you haven't already, if you enjoy my content, maybe subscribe down below. That way I can continue making more videos, more Halloween Horror Nights updates, more Halloween Horror Nights videos, because as soon as opening day happens, I'm gonna be going so much and making so many fun videos for you guys. Please subscribe down below if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.